Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV in conjunction with Colfax High School presents Viking Pre-Game. A look at today's Colfax Vikings Girls game. And now, Viking Pre-Game.
Good evening and welcome to the NLWN-TV studios. Rick Olson here, and tonight the 12-4 Viking girls are getting ready to do battle in a non-conference matchup as they take on the 8-8 Altoona Railroaders, who are currently sitting at 4-4 in the Middle Border Conference. Now, coming up in this edition of Viking Pregame, we'll take a look at tonight's matchup between the Railroaders and the Vikings. Then we'll get the coach's perspective on tonight's game in Coach's Corner. Following that, we'll send it out to Altoona High School, where we'll bring you all the play-by-play action of tonight's game. So it's time to get ready for some exciting high school girls basketball. All that coming up right after this brief timeout. You're tuned to Viking Pregame on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV.
Multiple studies have shown that marijuana can slow both driver reaction and response time, which can be really dangerous. He's here. He's here. Wait. What? I can't drive. Why? I'm high. Oh. Well, you
Welcome back to Viking Pregame, where we're getting ready to bring you all the action of tonight's girls basketball game as the Colfax Vikings prepare to take on the Altoona Railroaders. The 12-4 Vikings, who are 7-2 in the Dun St. Croix Conference, are looking to keep sharp following Friday's 60-17 drubbing of the Boyceville Bulldogs. Now, in that win over the Bulldogs, the Vikings got off to a hot start and never looked back, building a 31-3 halftime lead before cruising to the win. Leading the way for the Vikings was the performance of 5'7" junior McKenna Shipman, who hit on 8 field goals, 2 of which were three-pointers for 18 points. 5'6" sophomore Kaysen Goodell followed by nailing 4 field goals, including 3 three-pointers, and went 1 for 4 from the charity stripe for 12 points. And Jeanette Hajdukovic sunk 5 field goals and went 1 for 2 from the free throw line for 11 points. So far on the season, leading the way for the Vikings in scoring is Shipman, who's shooting 43% from the floor and also hitting on 33% of her three-point attempts, while shooting 68% from the free throw line, as well as scoring just over 17 points per game. She's followed by Hajdukovic and Ainsley Olsen, who are each averaging over 6 points per game, while Goodell adds another 5. Leading the way on the boards this season is Shipman, who's averaging over 7 rebounds per game, while Hajdukovic is grabbing 5.5 and Olsen is pulling down over 5 rebounds per game. The Altoona Railroaders are currently 8-8 on the season, 4-4 in the Middle Border Conference. The Railroaders last saw action on Thursday when they defeated the Osceola Chieftains 43-34. Look for 5'8" junior forward Josie Rondesvet to lead the Altoona Railroaders in scoring, as she's averaging just over 14 points per game. She's followed by 6'5" junior center Alyssa Worth, who's putting up 13 points per game, while Kennedy Tripler adds another 6. On the boards, Rondesvet and Worth lead the way for the Rails, pulling down around 7.5 rebounds per game each. Now, thus far on the season, the Railroaders are scoring an average of 42 points per game while giving up 35. On the other hand, the Vikings are averaging 52 points per game while giving up 39. Now, coming up next, following this timeout, we'll get the coach's perspective as we chat with one of the Viking coaches on Coach's Corner. You're tuned to Viking Pregame on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV.
Soon the weather will change and you'll be able to breathe in the clean fresh air of spring. And you know what comes right along with that. That's right, it will be time for Eau Claire Cavalier Baseball. Follow the Cavaliers all season long right here on the Northern Light Webcasting Network audio service and NLWN-TV. Be sure to check out our website at www.northernlightwebcastingnetwork.com for our current broadcast schedule.
Time now to see what the coaches have to say. It's Coach's Corner, where they look at tonight's game from the coach's point of view. And now, Coach's Corner.
Today on Coach's Corner, we're talking with Viking Girls head coach Courtney Serrar. And Coach, back on Friday, the Vikings pretty much dominated the Boyceville Bulldogs 60-17. Your comments about that game?
Yeah, I thought it was a good win. It was good to get, back on track, after a tough loss. So I thought the girls responded well. I thought, we played well. We put a lot of kids put the ball in the basket, and it was good to see.
Now, while the Vikings did take care of business on Friday, they remain within striking distance of the conference race. However, you still need a little help to catch out Mound. Your thoughts about how the Dunsink-Croy race is setting up?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think there's any way that we can, tie Elk Mound unless, something crazy happens. So, we're still going to try to fight for that, second spot against them because, one more win would put us a spot above Durand. So that would be good, to finish above them. Obviously I wish that, things would have played out a little bit different, but, there's nothing we can do about it now. And we just have to focus on, the games that we have coming forth on our schedule.
Now, would a second place finish help you in the seeding for the regionals and sectionals at all? Nope, just get yourself ready for that tournament run and see what can happen there.
Yep,
that can still be pretty exciting. Now today, the Vikings are going to step out of the conference to play the middle border opponent, the Altoona Railroaders. What can you tell us about the Railroaders?
Yeah, they present, some unique challenges with, Alyssa Worth and her being, 6'5", 6'6". So, Jeanette and Ainsley will have their work cut out for them. We have to be able to defend without fouling. We have to be smart and box up, rebound. They have a lot of athletes who can play, and they just work well together. So.
Now, back on Friday, the Vikings lost Molly Hydorn in that game to what appeared to be an ankle injury. Any word on her return?
Molly's day-to-day. She won't be playing tonight for sure. So we're hoping to have her back by the end of the week.
Okay. Well, Coach Serrar, good luck on tonight's game. Hopefully the Vikings can keep things rolling and get set up for that tournament play.
Thank you.
You've been listening to Coach's Corner, where they look at tonight's game from the coach's point of view. This has been a presentation of the Northern Light Webcasting Network.
I want to eat apples and bananas. I need to eat apples and bananas. Why can't I eat apples and bananas?
Support the Feeding America nationwide network of food banks to help provide meals to those in need. Join us at feedingamerica.org.
Welcome back to Viking Pregame. The 12-4 Vikings are looking to stay sharp as they prepare for the final push in the Dunsink-Croy Conference. Meanwhile, the Altoona Railroaders are looking to build on their win over Osceola last Thursday. These two teams last met back on February 1st of last year, with the Vikings coming out on top in that game 65-49, and the Railroaders would love to get a little payback tonight. So the stage is set for some exciting girls high school basketball, and we'll have all the action for you right here on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV. So in just a moment, we'll send it out to Altoona High School, where our broadcast crew will bring you all the action of tonight's girls' game between the Colfax Vikings and the Altoona Railroaders. You've been tuned to Viking Pregame on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV.
The Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV are proud to announce that this spring they will be your viewing home for Eau Claire Cowboys football. Check out www.northernlightwebcastingnetwork.com for times and dates. That's Eau Claire Cowboy football on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV.
You've been tuned to Viking pregame with a look at today's Colfax Vikings girls game. This has been a presentation of the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV. Stay tuned. Coming up next is live Colfax Viking basketball.
It happens to everyone eventually. Your computer goes on the fritz. Fear not, Sladen's Technology Services can help. When your computer decides to not cooperate, it can be very frustrating. Let Sladen's Technology Services keep you from wanting to drive your computer right off a cliff. Sladen's Technology Services supports business of all sizes. They offer assistance with managed anti-malware, encrypted email, fast tech support, data backup, and recovery, and more. Call Sladen's Technology Services at 715-864-2833 and get the IT help you desire. Sladen's Technology Services is the official IT service for the Northern Light Webcasting Network.
Colfax Viking basketball is on the air.
And the long pass down and in by Hajdukovic.
The Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV proudly presents tonight's Colfax Viking Girls Varsity Basketball game.
Long pass down the floor to Olsen. She stops, puts it up, she hit it!
Join us as we head out to the gym for tonight's Viking basketball.
This gets it over to the left side to Shipman, three-pointer. She hit it! McKenna Shipman with the three puts the Vikings on top 3-2. Good evening and welcome to Altoona High School. Rick Olson here along with Lynn Nigaman on the camera, and Dustin Nigaman is going to be keeping track of the numbers for us tonight. I'm sure he'll do a fabulous job on that. And we're getting ready to bring you the Colfax Viking girls taking on the Altoona Railroaders. We had a very interesting junior varsity game right ahead of us. That's why we're running a little late tonight, because Altoona took on the Fall Creek JV, and Fall Creek ended up winning it in overtime, 59-55. Now we're getting ready for some varsity basketball. And let me run through the starting lineups for you pretty quickly here. For the visiting Vikings, we'll start with 5'5" junior guard J.C. Bowby, then 5'9" senior forward Ainsley Olson, 5'7" junior forward Jada Anderson, 5'10" junior center Jeanette Hajdukovic, and 5'7" junior forward McKenna Shipman. For the Railroaders, we have 5'8" junior point guard Ava Gunderson, 5'7" senior guard Reagan Berg, 5'8" senior guard Kennedy Tripler, 5'3" freshman guard Braylon Seiberling, and then 6'5", yeah that's right, 6'5", junior forward Alyssa Worth. The Railroaders come into tonight's game with a record of 8-8. They're 4-4 in the Middle Border Conference. The Vikings are 7-2 in the Dun St. Croix Conference. 2 games behind the Elk Mound Mounders. And the teams are heading over to their bench. We'll be back in about 30 seconds for starting lineups and national anthem. You're tuned to Viking basketball on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV.
January is Financial Wellness Month. Weight loss and physical fitness are common New Year's resolutions, but your finances could probably stand to be leaner as well. Dairy State Bank will post tips all month on Facebook and Twitter to help you get your finances in shape. You can also access a library of information anytime in our online education center. Visit dairystatebank.com and click on the Education Center under the Resources tab. Dairy State Bank, banking on relationships. Member FDIC.
We're back here at Altoona High School, and we're getting ready for the starting lineups of tonight's game between the Colfax Vikings and the Altoona Railroaders. A little bit of a late start, but that's okay. We got plenty of basketball tonight. We will have a national anthem singer tonight.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Altoona High School Roundhouse for tonight's non-conference basketball matchup between the Colfax Vikings and your Altoona Lady Rails. Altoona High School and the WIAA require good sportsmanship at all sporting events. Attendance at interscholastic activities is a privilege with the exception to exhibit positive and respectful behavior. For the enjoyment and respect of all in attendance, your cooperation in demonstrating the high ideals of sportsmanship is not only expected, but greatly appreciated. State law prohibits the use of tobacco and vaping products in any area used by public schools. We also request your help in keeping aisles and walkways clear. Parents, we ask for your help in monitoring the movement of your children at tonight's contest. Thank you. Now, would everyone please rise if you are able to honor America by removing your caps for the singing of our national anthem by Special Olympics athlete Peter Chumis from the Red Cedar Special Olympics. The flag tonight is presented by Mr. Rory Schutte of the DAV, Chapter 21.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched, we're so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
With the national anthem. And now we'll send it right back down to the scorer's table for the starting lineups.
And now for tonight's starting lineups, beginning with the Colfax Vikings. A junior, number 12, J.C. Bowie. A senior, number 14, Ansley Olson. A junior, number 32, Jada Anderson. A junior, number 40, Jeanette Padukovic. And a junior, number 42, McKenna Shipman. The Vikings are coached by Courtney Sauer, assisted by Carly Kittleson. And now for your Altoona Lady Rails. A junior, number 2, Ava Gunderson. A senior, number 5, Oregon Bird. A senior, number 12, Kenny Trummer. A freshman, number 23, Brian Summerlin. And a junior, number 55, Alyssa Ward. The Lady Rails are coached by Michelle Poplinski, assisted by Kyle Rutherford.
Well,
Craig Walter,
it sure appeared to me as though the Altoona Railroaders put 6 players out there in the starting lineup.
Mr. Christian Hall.
Maybe they're planning on playing a little hockey tonight or something. At any rate, we're ready for basketball. For the Vikings, it's Bovey, Olsen, Anderson, Hajdukovic, and Shipman. Jumping center is Olsen. She's jumping up against Alyssa Worth for the Railroaders. Also out there, Gunderson, Berg, Tripler, and Seiberling. Ball goes up and we're underway. Vikings control the tip. Bovey with it across the timeline. Vikings moving from right to left. Olsen with it, outside the arc. Dribbles over to the right side. Hands it off to Bovey. Brings it into the free throw line. Out to Shipman. Takes it to the top of the key. Over to Olsen between the circles. Olsen takes it over to the left to Bovey. Back out high to Shipman. Shipman takes it down the right side, and she got fouled. That's going to be a foul on Braylon Seiberling. It's the first foul on anybody tonight. So Anderson inbound to Bovey. Bovey on the right side gets it over to Olsen on the right wing. Takes it to the free throw line to Hajdukovic, to the free throw line, over to Anderson, then to Bovey. Down underneath. Shipman tried to drive the baseline, decided better of it. Now they get it back out. Shipman's got it, free throw line extended right. She drives down, kicks it back out to Bovey, out to Olsen between the circles. Olsen still on the dribble. Gets it to Bovey. To Anderson. Out to Shipman, three-pointer on the way. She hit the three! McKenna Shipman puts the Vikings on top, 3-0. Vikings showing really good patience that time. Waited for the open shot, and Shipman made him pay. Ball gets knocked loose into the backcourt, and it was tipped. And trying to pick it up is Seiberling. She loses it out of bounds, and it'll be Vikings ball. Anderson to inbound. Gets it in to Bovey. She takes it between the circles. Over to the left side to Hajdukovic at the left elbow. Out to Shipman, the free throw line extended right. To Bovey at the top of the key. Bovey on the dribble to the right side. Gets it out to Shipman between the circles. To Olsen. To Hajdukovic, back to Olsen on the left side. She drives down the left side, loses the handle, but gets it over to Hajdukovic. Into the lane to Bovey, then back to Hajdukovic on the left side, looking for somewhere to go with it. She gets it over to Olsen on the left, drives the baseline, kicks it out, ball's intercepted by the Railroaders. Coming down the floor is Tripler, and she gets it off to Seiberling. They get it over to the right side to Berg. Into the lane, back out, over to Berg on the right. Berg out to Seiberling, now over to the left side. That's Gunderson, feeds it into the lane to Tripler. Tripler gets it out to Worth at the top of the key. Then to Seiberling. Seiberling drives into the lane, kicks it back out high again. They get it over on the left side right now to Tripler. Tripler to Gunderson. Gunderson to Seiberling. Seiberling to Worth. She's out between the circles. And they get it over to Berg on the right side to Worth in the lane. She puts it up, no good. Gets her own rebound, puts it back up and in. Alyssa Worth. First 2 points for Altoona, 3-2, Vikings on top. Bovey brings it down the floor for the Vikings. Takes it over to the right side, gets it to Olsen, free throw line extended. She takes it to the free throw line. To Hajdukovic, back out to Shipman. Shipman to Bovey, back to Shipman, tries to put the shot up, it's partially blocked, and coming away with it are the Railroaders. Seiberling gets it down the floor to Gunderson. Gunderson on the right side, back out to Seiberling from three, she hit it. 5-3, Altoona's on top. Bovey with it, drives into the lane. Gets it out to Anderson, to Shipman on the right side. And we're going to get a whistle and a foul on Altoona. I think it's going to be on Tripler. Into the lineup for the Vikings are Nigaman and Goodell.
Colfax Vikings, number 22, Autumn Nigaman, and
And Goodell has it between the circles, takes it over to the left side, dishes it off to Shipman. Kind of lost the handle, but she chased it down. She's on the right side now. Tries to pass it out to Anderson. Ball got tipped and chased down by Olsen in the backcourt. Gets it over to Goodell. Goodell right through the center circle. Spins into the lane. Gets it out to Anderson. Ball gets knocked away. Olsen picks it up, gets it back to Anderson. To Shipman. Shipman takes it over to the right side. To Olsen in the right corner. She dribbles around to the edge of the lane. To Anderson. Puts up a shot. No good. Rebound taken down by the Railroaders at Seiberling. Seiberling with it over on the left side. Feeding it over to Addie Seiberling. Now they get it back over, and that's Braylon Seiberling trying to drive the baseline. We're going to get a foul on Nigaman. That's her first personal, first team foul on the Vikings.
Also checking in for the lead was number 11, Landry Turnberg.
Turnberg and Brezina are into the lineup for Altoona. They feed it down underneath. That's to Tripler. She gets it out to the right side to Gunderson. They swing it over to the left side. Now that's Turnberg. And now Brezina has it. Over to Addie Seiberling. Drives into the lane, puts a shot up, rims around, does not go in. Rebound chased down by Goodell. And down the floor come the Vikings. Goodell takes it over onto the left side. Tries to feed it to Shipman. Ball got knocked loose but chased down. Shipman now has it from three, partially blocked. Loose ball picked up by Shipman, and she puts it up and in. It was almost like she passed it to herself. Vikings tie the game up at 5. 12:16 to go in half number 1. This is Tripler driving into the lane. Kicks it back out to the left side. Long three-pointer rattles home from Amber Brezina. 8-5. Railroaders on top. Goodell with it. Feeds it off, and the ball got taken away. And down the floor comes Tripler. It gets laid up, it goes in, and she drew the harm.
Charge to the Vikings, number 42, McKenna Shipman.
Shipman with the foul. It's her second team foul on the Vikings. Kennedy Tripler at the line for the +1. Goes up. Did not go in. Shipman fought hard to not have a lane violation. They didn't call one. It was close. Shipman has it into the forecourt. Top of the key. Out to Olsen on the left side. Feeds it down into the left corner to Anderson. Drives into the lane. Feeds it back out to Shipman. Shipman drives down, lays it up, it goes in.
McKenna Shipman for 2.
10-7, Altoona on top. Altoona brings it down the floor. That's Tripler, puts it up and puts it in. Kennedy Tripler with the 2. And we have a timeout being called by the Vikings. They want to talk it over. Railroaders leading the Vikings 12-7, and you're tuned to Viking basketball on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV.
Are your animals feeling a little under the weather? Give the nice folks at Colfax Animal Hospital a call. Bruce Buckley is just what the doctor ordered it. In fact, he is the doctor, and he's ready to help. That's the Colfax Animal Hospital. Give them a call at 715-962-3380.
When you have that craving for a home-cooked meal the way Mom used to make it, rest assured, you can still get that meal by going to Mom's Restaurant and Pub in Colfax. Mom's is open daily, serving breakfast and lunch, and don't forget dinner on Friday nights with Mom's famous fish fry. The coffee is always hot, the breakfast is always delicious, and lunch will put a smile on your face and in your stomach. 225 Bremer Avenue, Colfax. Call 715-962-4617. That's Mom's Restaurant and Pub.
And we're back here at Altoona High School. The Rails leading the Vikings 12-7. By the way, over at Colfax, the Viking boys are taking on the Durand, Arkansas Panthers, and that score is 37-25. Durand, Arkansas with the lead. Shipman drives into the lane, puts it up and in. That's early in the second half. Vikings down by a dozen in that boys game. Right here, it's 12-9. Rails on top. They pass it into the lane to Worth. She misses the layup, and down the floor come the Vikings. Shipman with it between the circles. Feeds it off to Jordan Bovey. Puts up a long three, no good. Shipman gets the rebound. Gets it out to Nigaman. Down to Olsen in the corner. Or check that, that's Hajdukovic. She lays it up and in, coming in on the right baseline. 12-5.
Hajdukovic for two.
Worth has it in the backcourt. Vikings putting on pressure, and the Rails lose the handle on it. Worth passed it over to Addie Seiverling, who couldn't control it. It went out of bounds, and the Vikings get it back. Both Seiverlings are in there now. Braylon back into the lineup. Jordan Bovey with it for the Vikings. On the right side, she's high wide right. Feeds it to Nigaman at the free throw line, gives it to Shipman. To Hajdukovic, jump shot from the baseline is no good. And down the floor come the Rails. That's Addie Seiverling out to Braylon Seiverling. And they get it to Berg. Berg lays it up from the lane, no good. Rebound being fought for, and we're going to get a jump ball called. Nigaman reached in there and tried to steal it away and forced the jump ball. Possession arrow in favor of the possession arrows in favor of the Rails. And now the officials are going to talk about it. And they're discussing it some more. We've had a series of these types of situations in the last few games. We had the one over at Glenwood City that we actually had footage of them making a mistake on. So these guys want to get it right. I don't think we've had a jump ball since the opening possession. I don't think. And the Vikings controlled the tip, so it should be Altoona ball. So while they're discussing it, I want to remind you that you should join NLWN-TV and the Northern Light Webcasting Network on Thursday. That's February 2nd, when the Viking girls will host the Spring Valley Cardinals in Dunn St. Croix Conference matchup. Live coverage is going to begin with Viking pregame. That starts at 6:50 and followed by all the live play-by-play action. That's Colfax Girls Basketball on Thursday, February 2nd on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV. Now, still not sure. I think they're saying the one official walked all the way down to the baseline. Now they're bringing the ball back down. Well, we must have had a technical foul called on the Vikings. First shot is up and good by Braylon Seiverling. I'll be honest with you, I have no idea what that technical was about. Second shot is up. It rattles around, no good. So now the Rails will get the ball out of bounds. 13-11. Seiberling, that's Braylon Seiberling with it. Takes it into the forecourt, over to Addie Seiberling. Shot goes up, it's no good. Olsen with the rebound. Vikings have the ball. Down the floor they come. Jordan Bovey. Over to Shipman. She's got it between the circles. Over to Jordan Bovey. Then over to Meadow Keltner. Back to Bovey. To Hajdukovic, to Olsen on the left side. Drives down to the left baseline. Gets it back to Hajdukovic. Takes it into the lane. Out to Bovey, three-pointer. She hit the three-pointer. Jordan Bovey hit it from the right side. Puts the Vikings back on top, 14-13. Vikings with full court pressure. This is Addie Seiberling. She's double-teamed in the backcourt. Ball gets taken away by Hajdukovic. Handed over to Bovey. To Shipman on the right side. Drives into the lane. Gets it out to Hajdukovic. She puts a shot up, no good. Rebound batted around and taken away by Braylon Seiberling. She comes down the floor with it. Over to the right side. That's Berg. To Worth on the right side of the lane. Takes it into the lane. Puts a shot up. It goes in. 15-13. Altoona on top. Jordan Bovey with it, to Keltner, out to Olsen. She's high, wide, and right. Takes it between the circles, over to Hajdukovic on the left side. Back out to the top of the key to Bovey. To Olsen on the right side. Takes it to the free throw line. Out to Shipman. She drives down the right side of the lane, kicks it out to Keltner. Shot goes up, rings around, no good. Hajdukovic with the rebound, but the pass gets intercepted, and down the floor comes Berg. Gets it over to Seiberling. This is Braylon. To Worth, turns around, puts it up and in. Using that 6'5" height to her advantage, 17-14. Jordan Bovey with it, gets it out to Hajdukovic. To Shipman, her shot gets blocked by Berg, and down the floor come the Railroaders. They get it over to Berg on the left side. Now to Addie Seiberling, back to Berg. Out to Braylon Seiberling between the circles. Now over to the right side with Berg to Worth. Worth drives in towards the lane, lays it up and in. That's 8 points on the night for Alyssa Berg. Vikings come down with Jordan Bovey on the dribble. Feeds it over to Olsen on the right side. Cross-court pass over to Hajdukovic. Tries to take it into the lane. Lost the handle. Gets it out to Shipman. Shipman puts the shot up. It's no good. And the Railroaders come down with it. Vikings are getting a lot of one-and-done opportunities. Railroaders with it. Addie Seiberling on the left side. Now they get it over to Braylon Seiberling on the right side. And three-pointer by Alyssa Worth. Three-pointer. 22-14. Keltner, then they get it out to Olsen. Olsen puts up a three, no good. Rebound being batted around. Shipman takes it down and puts it up and in. It's 11 points for Shipman on the night. Berg with it on the right side. Gets it out to Addie Seiberling, then over to Braylon Seiberling on the left side. Seiberling drives down toward the lane, turns around, puts it up, no good. Rebound, and stepping out of bounds with it is McKenna Shipman. She came down with the ball, but then the right foot stepped out of bounds. Bovey and Keltner take a seat, and also coming into the lineup is Nigaman for Hajdukovic. Tripler to inbound, and she gets it in. They feed it back to Tripler in the lane, then she kicks it out to Seiberling, who puts up the shot, it's no good. And they're gonna call Nigaman with a travel after she got yanked to the floor. When she stood up, they called the travel. So, Railroaders inbound the ball. Comes into Tripler, feed it into the lane to Worth. She puts it up and lays it in. 24-16. Tripler's already having a night. She's got 13. I believe that's her normal game average, and we're still in the first half. Three-pointer on the way for the Vikings, no good. And it gets knocked out of bounds. Last touch by Shipman. Nope, they're saying it was off of Altoona, so it'll be Vikings ball. That official did point as if it was Altoona's ball. Three-pointer on the way for the Vikings, and it's good! J.C. Bovey with a three-pointer. Worth with it, feeds it into the forecourt, then they get it down underneath. That was to Turnberg. She turns around, kicks it out to Seiverling, Braylon Seiverling. Over to Gunderson, then to Tripler, then to Worth. They swing it around, they take it from the top of the key, driving into the lane, shot goes up, it's good. That's Gunderson with the shot and a foul. And the foul's on Shipman. That'll be her second personal. Kaysen Goodell checks in for McKenna Shipman. 26-19. At the line is Ava Gunderson to try to get the +1. Shots on the way, it's good. 27-19. Rails up by 8. Vikings coming down the floor. J.C. Bovey with it. Feeds it over to Goodell, out to Olsen between the circles. Olsen drives the left side, lays it up, it goes in, and she drew the harm. That's going to be a foul on Gunderson, I believe. I think that's who they called the foul. Yes, it is on Gunderson. It's the third foul on the Rails. Ainsley Olsen trying to pick up the +1. First shot is up, it's good. Railroaders get it in as the Vikings are putting on pressure. Rails come down the floor quickly, shot goes up, no good by Brzezina. Rails come down with the rebound, kick it out to the three-point line. Gunderson puts up the three and she hit it. Bovey with it. Gets it over to Olsen, who had to chase it down. Goodell has it now. Top of the key. Over to the right side. To Bovey. To Olsen. Tries to feed it into the lane. And getting a hand in the way was Amber Brzezina. Ball goes out of bounds. It'll be Vikings ball. 30-22. Vikings trailing by 8. Anderson gets it to Nigham and lays it up. Shot's no good, but she drew the foul. The foul is going to be on Landry Turnberg. Turnberg with her first personal. Fourth team foul on the Rails. Nigham's shot is good. She gets another crack at it here. Second shot on the way, and that's good. 2 for 2 from the line for Autumn Nigham. Rails get the ball in. They're in the backcourt. Full court pressure by the Vikings. Rails get it into the forecourt. Gunderson has it, gets it out to the top of the key to Seiverling. Over to Brzezina on the right side. Back out high to Gunderson. Gunderson to Seiverling on the left. Back out high to Brzezina, drives into the lane. Gets it over into the right corner, then to Gunderson, tries to drive the lane. Ball gets knocked loose, finally chased down by the rails. Try to pass it underneath. We're going to get a foul. I think we're going to get a foul on Goodell. We do. She gave a little shove as that pass was coming in.
Case and go.
That's the 5th foul on the Vikings. First one on Goodell. Rails inbound the ball on the left side. This is Seiverling. Taking it into the lane, turns around, puts it up. Olsen comes down with a rebound. Big, strong rebound by Olsen that time. Vikings get it down. Goodell with a 3. No. Rebound. Hauled down by Brzezina. And down the floor come the rails. This is Braylon Seiverling. Back over to Brzezina on the left side. And back to Seiverling on the right. To Worth. She kicks it back out to Brzezina, to Gunderson between the circles. To Seiverling. To Worth on the edge of the lane on the right side. Kicks it back out, then back to Worth. She turns around, lays it up and in. (32-24). Vikings with it. Goodell has it at the free throw line. She backs out. Gets it to Nigaman, puts up the 3. No, it won't go, and Worth with the rebound. Down the floor come the rails. They feed it over to Brzezina, then back to Gunderson. Over to Seiverling on the right. Back to Brzezina between the circles, to the left side to Gunderson. To Seiverling, out between the circles. To Brzezina, she's on the left side. To Worth, in the lane, kicks it back out. That's to Tripler. She's looking for somewhere to go, and the ball gets intercepted by the Vikings. Anderson on the dribble. Changes direction, tries to go up and draws the foul. Her shot came up a little bit short, but she drew the foul.
Jada Anderson shooting 2.
Jada Anderson at the line, shooting 2. First one's on the way, it's good. Just about 45 seconds remaining in the first half. 32-25, Altoona Railroaders on top. Coming up at halftime, Metal Keltner will be our Viking profile. Second shot is up, no good. Rebound taken down by the rails. That's Tripler with it, and she feeds it over to Addie Seiverling. Comes across the timeline between the circles. Over to Brzezina on the left side. She's high, wide, and left. Over to Gunderson on the right side. To Worth. Turnaround jumper from about 13 is no good. Ball's out of bounds. It'll be Vikings ball with just under 24 seconds remaining. Berg and Lima are in the lineup for the rails. Jordan Bovey gets it over to Goodell, out to Olsen between the circles. Over to Bovey. She dribbles between the circles, takes it over to the right side, feeds it back out to Olsen. Three-pointer on the way, no good, off the front of the iron. And down the floor, long shot! Just off the mark, and we have reached halftime. The score at halftime, Altoona Railroaders 32 and the Vikings 25. You're tuned to Viking basketball on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV.
To get your lawn or garden to perform like you want, you first need to know about your soil. That's where Midwest Environmental Consultants can help. Their soil testing service can give you a complete rundown on your soil's nutrition and health. They test for nitrogen levels, phosphorus, potash, micronutrients, minerals, pH, and organic matter. Let Midwest Environmental Consultants put you in control of your soil's health. Call Midwest Environmental Consultants at 608-468-2067. That's Midwest Environmental Consultants, soil testers for the Chippewa Valley.
Anderson Bridges, located in Colfax, Wisconsin, has been manufacturing prefabricated steel truss bridges since 1989. With hundreds of bridges supplied nationwide, we suspect you've crossed our path. It may have been on a pedestrian or bicycle bridge, or how about a snowmobile, ATV, or golf course bridge? Anderson Bridges is likely to have manufactured it. Founded in 1989, Anderson Bridges has been a family-owned company since its beginning and are proud to support the Colfax Vikings.
Found my heart out there in the open. Trees make you feel smaller. Can't help but get lost in. If I need a break, know where I'm going. Where the water's flowing, I'd rather be floating. If it's one thing that can count on to be free. If it's one place.
Feel the beat of nature at a park or forest near you. Find a forest and music inspired by nature at discovertheforest.org.
Time now for Viking Halftime, with today's Viking profile and other halftime entertainment. That's coming up right after this.
Time now for Viking Profile, where we take a closer look at one of the Colfax Viking players. And now, Viking Profile.
Today on Viking Profile, we're going to get to know Meadow Keltner, and Meadow is a junior here at Colfax High School. Meadow, we know that you play basketball, but are there any other activities that you're involved with here at school?
I play volleyball as well for the team here.
And how'd that season go for you?
It went pretty well, I'd say.
Okay, you had a good time?
Yeah, I loved it.
That's the most important part. All right, so when did you start playing basketball, and what kind of an experience has that been for you?
Second grade, and I've loved it ever since.
Okay, now what's the most important thing that you've learned from playing basketball?
That no matter who you're playing with, they're always part of your family, and it's just a family that you're with all the time.
Okay, it's that extra family you've got. Yeah, okay. So when you're not playing basketball or you're not here at school, what are some other things that keep you interested or occupied?
I like spending time with my family and my grandparents, and I also spend some of my time volunteering for the Dunn County Humane Society.
Very good. So a few rapid fire questions for you. Pie, ice cream, cake, or cookies?
Cookies.
Which kind?
Chocolate chip.
Everybody goes to the chocolate chip, and I don't blame them. They're really good. What's your favorite color and why?
Blue. It's calming.
Okay. If you could have a superpower, what would it be and why?
Invisibility, so I could, sneak up on people.
So you could sneak up on people. All right. Now, if you had that invisibility superpower, of course you have to have a superhero name to go with it. So what's Meadow's superhero name?
Grazing Meadow.
Grazing Meadow. Okay. All right. And the neat thing is nobody's going to see you out there grazing in the meadow, right?
Exactly.
Okay. Do you have a favorite NBA or WNBA team?
The Bucks.
Okay. How about a college team?
The Badgers.
All right. Now, is there a basketball player at any age that has kind of inspired the way you play your game?
Not really. Just the whole game altogether.
Okay. All right. Very good. We're talking with Meadow Keltner on Viking Profile. And Meadow, what are your plans for after high school?
I plan to go to college and become a doctor eventually one day. A couple of years, but I'll get there.
So if I feel aches and pains as I get older and older, I can just come and call on Meadow?
Yep.
All right. That sounds like a deal to me. How about a shout out to your family?
Thank you guys for supporting me, and I love you all so much.
And when people come to watch Viking games, what number are you going to be wearing, and what position do you play?
I'll be wearing number 20, and I'll be playing multiple positions. Everything except for post.
Okay. We want to thank Meadow Keltner for joining us today on Viking Profile. Coming up next, more Viking Halftime.
You've been listening to Viking Profile. This has been a presentation of the Northern Light Webcasting Network.
If you're buzzed and doing this, to make yourself feel okay to drive,
ZWX.
you're not okay to drive.
YGKLVW. Regular you.
Jason, let's go see your room.
How is it? Is it good?
You've been tuned to Viking Halftime. Stay tuned. Coming up is second half action of today's Viking game on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV.
The family's visit to the forest inspired a beautiful question. Mother, mother, am I a tree? You tell me to stand tall. You tell me to stay rooted. I think I am a tree. My child, of course you are. But what kind of tree will you be? The kind to hug or the kind to climb? Doesn't matter which you choose, so long as you choose to be a tree that's kind.
Make the forest part of your story at a park near you. Find one at discovertheforest.org.
We're back here at Altoona High School. Rick Olson along with Lynn Nigaman on the camera. Dustin Nigaman keeping our numbers, and let's take a look at how well he did in the first half. 32-25 is the halftime score with the Railroaders on top. And leading scorer for the Railroaders is Alyssa Worth. She has 15. Then comes Ava Gunderson with 6. And Kennedy Tripler with 4, along with Braylon Seiberling with 4. And Amber Brazino with 3. For the Vikings, it's McKenna Shipman with 11 points. Then J.C. Bovey, Ainsley Olson, and Jordan Bovey all with 3. Autumn Nigaman and Jeanette Hajdukovic with 2, and Jada Anderson has 1 for 25. Biggest thing for the Vikings, they've got to be able to control Alyssa Worth, and we'll see if they have an answer for that when we start the second half, right after this timeout.
On those days when you're hankering for something that's delicious and nutritious, simply stop by FitFam Nutrition in Colfax. They serve Herbalife meal replacement shakes, metabolism-boosting teas, and protein coffees. They taste as good as they sound, and they're healthy. Come and visit the Bentons and let them prepare for you a simply sweet treat, or something for the chocoholic or coffee lover in you. FitFem is a slam dunk. That's FitFem Nutrition, complete with one-on-one wellness coaching and business opportunities. 1020 University Avenue in Colfax.
We're just getting ready to start the second half. Railroaders will have the ball to get things started, as they're on top of the Vikings, 32-25. By the way, in the boys' game, the last score we had was with 3 minutes remaining, and it was the Durand, Arkansas Panthers leading the Vikings 55-42. Lynn's keeping an eye on that one for us. Railroaders getting ready to inbound. Ava Gunderson to inbound the ball. She gets it into Seiberling. That's Braylon Seiberling across the timeline. Over to Berg, then to Worth down in the right corner. Back out high to Gunderson. Over to Seiberling between the circles. Over to the left side to Berg. Down in the lane, then out to the free throw line to Worth. Now they got it out between the circles to Gunderson. To Worth, who lays it up and in. So the Vikings come down the floor. J.C. Bovey, ball gets tipped loose, chased down by Shipman. Bovey gets it now, high, wide, and right. Takes it to the free throw line, back out to Anderson on the right side. Stops, feeds it to Shipman, and it went off of the foot of, I think, Worth. Down underneath. Vikings will have it. Shipman to inbound. She's looking for somewhere to go with it. Gets it to Hajdukovic. Hands it off to Shipman. Then out to Anderson, three-pointer. She hit the three! Jada Anderson with a three-pointer. 34-28. Altoona with the lead. Seiberling feeds it down low to Berg. Now they swing it over to Gunderson on the left side. Takes it to the free throw line. Back to Berg. To Worth. Back out high on the right side to Worth. Low on the right side. She puts it up, and we're going to get a foul on Shipman. The shot did not go through. That'll be the third foul on Shipman.
Alyssa Worth shooting 2.
First foul on the Vikings this half. Puts Alyssa Worth at the line for 2. First shot's up, it's good. Jordan Bovey checking in for Shipman. 16:37 to go. Worth with her second shot. It's up, it's good. 35-28. Bovey with it. This is Jordan Bovey across the timeline. She's got it between the circles. Feeds it over to the right side to Olsen, high, wide, and right. Takes it to the free throw line. Out to J.C. Bovey. Bovey on the dribble. Takes it down to the lane. We're going to get a pushing foul against the rails. I think it's on Berg. It is. That's the first foul on the rails this half. It's also the first foul on Berg in this game. They inbound the ball. It's Hajdukovic. Puts it up. It crawls over the front rim and goes down. 36-30. And we're going to get a travel call in the backcourt against the rails. Gunderson had a little trouble with it, and the Vikings get the ball back. Trailing by 6. Olsen to inbound. She gets it into Bovey. Out to Jordan Bovey. Over to J.C. Bovey on the right side. Takes it to the free throw line. Gets it back out to Jordan. And to Hajdukovic on the left side. To J.C. J.C. circles around. Takes it into the lane. Shot got blocked by Gunderson. And the rails come down the floor. They get it over to Tripler, who feeds it down underneath, and then out to Worth, who puts up the shot from just beyond the free throw line. Alyssa Worth, dangerous from a lot of different places on the floor. Hajdukovic with it on the left side. Stops. Feeds it out to J.C. Bovey. Back to Hajdukovic, to Jordan Bovey. Thought about the three, to Hajdukovic. Feeds it down underneath to Anderson. And she went down pretty hard. No foul. Shipman back into the lineup. Goodell into the lineup for Anderson and Olsen. 38-30. Rails on top. This is Addie Seiverling with it. Gets it to Gunderson across the timeline. Pass gets blocked and the Vikings come away with it. Jordan Bovey to Shipman. Takes it over to the left side to Hajdukovic. Lays it up and puts it in. Vikings cut the lead to 6. Worth has it. She's kind of tied up in the backcourt, but feeds it over to Addie Seiverling on the left side. Gets it to Tripler, to Worth, back out to Tripler, back to Worth. Then out to the three-point line, shots up, no good. That was by Addie Seiverling, and the Vikings come away with it. Goodell with it on the left side, takes it into the lane. Feeds it over to Jordan Bovey, three-pointer, no good. Rebound being chased down, and the Rails come away with it. Seiverling with it on the right side, takes it down to the baseline, kicks it back out to Gunderson, takes it down to the baseline, puts the shot up, no good. Rebound, and we're going to get a not sure. I think they did call the jump ball. They just never gave the signal for it. So the Vikings have the ball. The official was talking to Autumn Nigaman a little bit. I was thinking maybe they might have called a foul on her, but they didn't. Hajdukovic with it, hands it off to Goodell. Takes it over to the left side of the lane. Out to Jordan Bovey, three-pointer on the way off the iron, no good. And ball goes out of bounds. It'll be the Rails ball. Olsen coming in for Hajdukovic. Vikings putting on full court pressure. Rails inbound it. Inbound pass gets stolen, and we're going to get a pushing foul on Tripler.
Falls on the Lady Rails, number 12, Kennedy Tripler.
So that's the second foul on the on the Rails. It's also the second foul on Tripler. Vikings inbound the ball. They get it into Jordan Bovey, out to Olsen between the circles. Olsen feeds it over to the right side to Goodell, into the lane. Back out to Olsen on the left side, then to Jordan Bovey, three-pointer. No, it won't go. Ball being chased down by the Rails. Brzezina comes up with it, hands it off to Braylon Seiverling. Back to Brzezina on the left side. Feeding it into the lane to Addie Seiverling. She put it up and in. Addie Seiverling with the shot. 40-32. Vikings have the ball. Jordan Bovey feeds it over to the left side to Olsen. High, wide left. Still on the dribble. Lost the handle of it, and picking the ball up is Kennedy Tripler. She feeds it over to Braylon Seiverling, who takes it across the timeline. She stops between the circles, still on the dribble. Over to Addie Seiverling. Feeds it underneath, and laying it up and in is Alyssa Worth. She's got to be getting close to 20, isn't she? Yes. And the shot goes up by the Vikings, no good. Nigaman with the attempted putback, and we're going to get a foul.
Fouls in Lady Rails number 1 to Addie Seiverling.
Worth has 23 on the night so far.
Nigaman will shoot 2.
The foul's on Seiverling. Addie Seiverling is her first. Third team foul on the Raiders. Nigaman's shot is no good. Autumn Nigaman with her second shot. It's on the way. That one's short. Ball taken away by Alyssa Worth. Down the floor come the Rails. Turnberg. And they get it out high down underneath to Addie Seiverling. And rebound, we're going to get a foul, and it's on Addie Seiverling. That'll be the fourth foul on the Rails. Second foul on Seiverling. And the Vikings bring the ball down the floor. Goodell with it, gets it over to Olsen. She's high, wide, and left. Feeding it into the lane to Shipman. Back out to Nigaman. Three-pointer on the way off the back of the iron. No good. Goodell with the rebound. Lays it up. It doesn't go. Ball gets tipped out of bounds. And it's going to be Viking ball. They're going to say, nope, it's Altoona ball. Ball comes in under full court pressure to Braylon Seiverling, quickly down the floor. Alyssa Worth lays it up and in. 44-32. Rails up by 12. Goodell with it, takes it into the lane. It's no good. Rebound taken down by Worth to Braylon Seiverling. She takes it between the circles. Over to Gunderson on the left side. Back over to Brzezina. Between the circles over to the right side to Seiverling. Back out high to Gunderson. Over to Brzezina, or check that's to Seiverling. Gunderson at the free throw line. Back out to Seiverling. Then it's to Turnberg. To Worth. She drives the lane, puts the shot up. It's no good. We're going to get a foul on Hajdukovic. It's going to send Worth to the line.
40, Jeanette Hajdukovic. Alyssa Worth shooting 2.
Alyssa Worth with her first shot on the way. Rolls around, no. Worth with the second shot. It's good. 45-32. 13-point lead for the Rails. 10:37 remaining. And down the floor come the Vikings. J.C. Bovey hands it off to Hajdukovic to Shipman. Three-pointer. No! Rebound chased down by Anderson. Out to Olsen. Between the circles. Takes it over to the left side to Hajdukovic. Back out to Olsen. Feeds it to Hajdukovic just off to the left side of the lane. Tries to get it over to Bovey, and they get it to Shipman. The shot's no good. Hajdukovic chases it down. Feeds it out to Olsen. Launches a three. High arc. No, that one didn't get there. But Nigaman gets, or Hajdukovic gets it. And the foul is on Alyssa Worth. That's her first personal. 15th foul. And we have a timeout on the floor with 9:39. It's the Rails 45, Vikings 32. And you're tuned to Viking basketball on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV.
Mom's Restaurant and Pub in Colfax has just what you need when you have that craving for a home-cooked meal the way Mom used to make it. Mom's is open from 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. daily and until 9 on Fridays with a complete breakfast menu. Lunch includes sandwiches, salads, wraps, and burgers, along with Mom's comfort food favorites, and don't forget dinner on Fridays with Mom's famous fish fry. The coffee always hot, the breakfast always delicious, and lunch puts a smile on your face. 225 Bremer Avenue, Colfax. Call 715-962-4617. That's Mom's Restaurant and Pub in Colfax.
Back here at Altoona High School. Vikings to inbound the ball. They get it out to Hajdukovic. Then to Shipman, shot partially blocked, and the Rails come away with it. This is Gunderson, feeding it over to the right side. That's Berg. Back out high to Tripler. Over to Gunderson. She's high, wide, and right. Then to Berg. Over to Tripler on the left. Then to Berg. Back to Tripler. To Gunderson between the circles. To Worth. And she feeds it over to the left corner. That was to Berg, and then they get it back out high, and now Worth has it, drives into the lane, puts a shot up. It's no good. And going to get an offensive foul called on Worth, or a player control foul. That'll be her second personal. Checking into the lineup for the Vikings is Meadow Keltner, going to give Olsen a break. That's Meadow Keltner, our Viking profile personality at halftime. Into the lineup for the Vikings. Shipman with it at the free throw line, spins, kicks it out to Anderson, three-pointer on the way, off the back of the air, no good. Rails come away with it. Seiberling with it, feeds it down underneath. That's Tripler. She kicks it back out to Seiberling, then back to Tripler. Out to Gunderson at the top of the key. Then over to the right side to Seiberling. Seiberling in the lane. Gets it out to Berg. To Gunderson on the left side. Then back over to Seiberling on the right. To Tripler down in the right corner. To Gunderson. Ball's loose. Gunderson lays on it. And we get a jump ball called. Possession arrow in favor of the Rails. They inbound the ball to Tripler. They have it over on the right side. This is Gunderson. Ball gets taken away by Anderson. Changes direction, takes it into the lane, puts it up. The shot is good, and she's going to go to the line for the +1. And the foul is on Reagan Berg. That's her seventh team fouls. So from this point on, the Vikings will be in the bonus. Anderson at the line for the +1. Shot is up and good. Cuts the lead to 10. We have a whistle. Olsen down in the corner getting some attention from the trainer. Ball gets inbounded to Seiberling. Feeds it down underneath to Worth. She turns around, puts it up and in. She holds that ball up over her head. There isn't much anybody can do about it. Bovey with it. Takes it over to the right side. This is J.C. Bovey. Over to Keltner on the left. To Anderson in the lane. She dribbles it back out to the right side to Bovey. Bovey to the free throw line, out to Keltner. She launches the three. Off the back of the air. Nope, it hit the strap. It did go down through after it hit the strap, but as soon as it hit the strap, it's a dead ball. So the Rails inbound it. Coming down the floor is Tripler. She feeds it back to Seiberling. Between the circles, over to Tripler on the left side. Back out high to Addie Seiberling. Back to Tripler. And to Braylon Seiberling between the circles. To Worth on the right side. Closely guarded there by Hajdukovic. Over to Seiberling. Shot goes up, no good. Rebound chased down by Anderson. Bovey with it. On the right side. She's high, wide, and right. Now she takes it back out to the center circle. And they get it out to Shipman. Puts it up and good from three.
McKenna Shipman for three.
47-38. Vikings cut it to 9. 6:28 to go. Tripler with it, and we're going to get a timeout called by Altoona. They want to talk things over. 47-38, 6:21 remaining in the game. And you're tuned to Viking basketball on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV.
Are your pooch's proportions putting on pounds? Or is your kitty's constitution constantly complaining? Well, stop by and see the friendly folks at the Colfax Animal Hospital. Dr. Bruce Buckley and his staff will be happy to help you get your family friend back on the road to healthy living. That's the Colfax Animal Hospital. Call them at 715-962-3380.
January is Financial Wellness Month. Weight loss and physical fitness are common New Year's resolutions, but your finances could probably stand to be leaner as well. Dairy State Bank will post tips all month on Facebook and Twitter to help you get your finances in shape. You can also access a library of information anytime in our online education center. Visit dairystatebank.com and click on the Education Center under the Resources tab. Dairy State Bank, banking on relationships. Member FDIC.
Ball is controlled right now by the Rails. They get it into Worth. And the shot goes up. It's taken down by Hajdukovic. And the Vikings come back down the floor with it. Long shot, no good. Rebound, hauled down by Tripler. She feeds it over to Seiverling. Seiverling right through the center circle with it for Altoona. Over to Tripler on the left side. To Worth at the top of the key. Ball gets tipped away and it goes out of bounds. It'll be the Rails ball. So Altoona to inbound. Seiverling to inbound it. She gets it in to Berg. Berg at the top of the key. Gets it over to the left side to Gunderson. Gunderson into the lane to Tripler. Back out to Seiverling. Seiverling tied up. And we're going to get a jump ball. Jordan Bovey tied her up. Forced the jump ball. Vikings with the possession arrow. Anderson gets it into Goodell. Kason Goodell across the timeline. She takes it over to the left side. Then out to Jordan Bovey. Launches a three. No good. Rebound put back up and in by McKenna Shipman. 47-40. Seiverling with it. Coming down the floor. Ball gets knocked out of bounds by Goodell. So the Rails will have it just beyond the center line. Ball comes in to Gunderson. Takes it over to the right side. Feeds it to Worth. At the right elbow, turns, takes it into the lane. We're going to get a foul. Falls on Hajdukovic. That's her second. Third team foul on the Vikings. It's going to put Worth to the line. First shot is up and good. Olsen checks back in. Second shot is on the way. That one's also good. 49-40. Vikings trail by 9. Bovey with it. That was Jordan. Feeds it off to Goodell. Back over to Jordan between the circles. to Olsen on the right side. She drives to the lane, kicks it back out to Goodell, and we're going to get a foul. Foul is on Syverling, Braylon Syverling, I think. That's the 8th foul. It's going to send Goodell to the line for the 1-and-1. First shot is up. It's good. Dustin just gave me a quick check on the score. Alyssa Worth is up to 30 for the night. Second shot on the way. It's good. 49-42. I would say she's been the difference in the game so far. Syverling gets it over to Tripler. Down the floor to Syverling. Has to reach a long ways to haul it in, but she got it. Puts a little shake and bake move on Goodell. Feeds it down into the left corner to Tripler. Back out to Syverling. Then over to Gunderson to Worth. Then down into the corner, back to Worth. Turnaround jumper, no good. And second shot's no good. And we're going to get a whistle and a foul underneath, and I think it's going to be on Anderson.
Fouls on the Vikings, number 32, Jada.
Yeah, Jada Anderson with the foul. It's her first personal. Alyssa Worth with her first. It's good. Shipman into the lineup for Hajdukovic. And the second shot is up and good. Rails up by 9. 3:42 to go. Bovey over to the right side to Shipman. Takes it to the top of the key. Over to the left side to Anderson. Drives into the lane. Kicks it out to Goodell. Three-pointer no good. Bovey with the rebound but got tied up, and it's a jump ball. Possession arrow in favor of the Rails. Brzezina to inbound. She gets it in to Worth. Back to Brzezina. Then over to Syverling. That's Braylon Syverling. Takes it out between the circles. Over to Gunderson, then to Brzezina on the right side. Takes it down to the right baseline, and we're going to get a pushing foul on the Vikings.
Fouls on the Vikings, number 4.
That's going to be a foul on Goodell. So Gunderson to inbound for the Railroaders. They get it into a cutting Tripler. She just cut down into the lane and put the two in, 53-42. And the Rails want to talk about things, and you're tuned to Viking basketball on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV.
January is Financial Wellness Month. Weight loss and physical fitness are common New Year's resolutions, but your finances could probably stand to be leaner as well. Dairy State Bank will post tips all month on Facebook and Twitter to help you get your finances in shape. You can also access a library of information anytime in our online education center. Visit DairyStateBank.com and click on the Education Center under the Resources tab. Dairy State Bank, banking on relationships. Member FDIC.
We're back here at Altoona High School. Rick Olson along with Lynn Nigaman bringing you all the good camera shots. And Dustin Nigaman keeping the numbers and kind of keeping me straight on who's doing what as well. He's corrected me a couple of times here, and he was right. Jordan Bovey brings it across the timeline. They feed it over to the right side to Anderson. Back out high to Shipman. Down underneath. Shot goes up. It goes in by Jordan Bovey, and she drew the harm. We're going to get a foul on Ava Gunderson.
And a foul on the Lady Rails, number 2, Ava Gunderson.
So Bovey going to try to cut the lead to 8. Shot goes up, no. Rebound taken down by Olsen. They get it out high to Goodell. She's at the top of the key. Over to Anderson on the right side. Out to Bovey. To Goodell. To Shipman in the lane. Puts it up. It won't crawl over the rim. And down come the Rails with the ball. Seiberling with it right through the center circle. Over to Brzezina on the left side. To Seiberling on the right. To Worth. To Brzezina. Pass gets knocked away, but chased down by the Rails. Worth has it at the free throw line. Feeds to Brzezina, driving down, ball gets blocked. And a heck of a job that time by Shipman. As the ball was going out of bounds, Shipman went airborne, slugging the ball into the feet of Alyssa Worth, and it went out of bounds off the rails. Vikings have it. Shipman with it. Gets it out to Anderson. Shot goes up. Three-pointer by Jada Anderson. And we have a timeout called by the Vikings as they've cut it to 6. Timeout on the floor. Vikings 47, Rails 53, and you're tuned to Viking basketball on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV.
If you've been admiring the freshly groomed look of a baseball field, or the stunning appearance of a golf course, remember you too can have along with the same beauty by simply calling Midwest Environmental Consultants. Their professional lawn care experts can bring your lawn to its full beauty and appearance. Call Midwest Environmental Consultants at 608-468-2067. Let Midwest Environmental Consultants help make your lawn the showplace of the neighborhood.
We're back at Altoona High School. Hey, want to remind you, don't forget to join us on NLWN-2 and the Northern Light Webcasting Network on Monday, February 6th, as the Viking boys are going to travel to Somerset to take on the Somerset Spartans in a non-conference battle. Live coverage begins with Viking pregame. That one will begin at 6:35, and it'll be followed by all the live play-by-play action. That's Colfax boys basketball, Monday, February 6th on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-2. Worth has the ball for the Rails in the backcourt. Feeds it to Seiberling in the forecourt. Hands it off to Gunderson. Gunderson takes it over to the right side. Feeds it to Worth at the free throw line. Ball gets tipped around, but Worth takes it into the lane. She puts it up. It's good, and we're going to get a foul. I believe it's going to be called on McKenna Shipman.
Fouls of the Vikings, number 42, McKenna Shipman.
That's Shipman's fourth foul. Sixth foul on the Vikings. And Worth puts the free throw in with the +1. 56-47. Vikings have the ball on the right side. Shipman with it, looking for somewhere to go. Gets it out to Goodell. Goodell puts a shot up, it's no good. Rebound taken down by Gunderson. Gunderson over to Seiberling. Seiberling on the dribble. Just over a minute remaining. Ball gets tipped by Olsen, but the Rails get it, and a wide open Regenberg underneath the basket puts it in. 58-47, Rails back up by 11. Jordan Bovey gets it over to Goodell. Goodell takes it into the lane, puts a shot up, no good. Rebound taken down by the Rails. Down the floor they come. Pass is intercepted by Anderson. Gets it over to Shipman. Takes it down into the right corner, and we're going to get a foul being called on Seiberling.
Fouls the Lady Rails, number 23, Braylon Seiberling.
So the Vikings go into the double bonus. Shipman at the line. First shot is up. No good.
McKenna Shipman is shooting.
And the Altoona Railroaders do a hockey line change. 5 in, 5 out. So as we look out there, Turnberg is out there. And Julia Hom, as well as Emma Lima. Second shot is up and good by Shipman. And we have a timeout on the floor. So with a timeout on the floor, you're tuned to Viking basketball on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV.
Soon the weather will change and you'll be able to breathe in the clean fresh air of spring. And you know what comes right along with that. That's right, it will be time for Eau Claire Cavalier Baseball. Follow the Cavaliers all season long right here on the Northern Light Webcasting Network audio service and NLWN-TV. Be sure to check out our website at www.northernlightwebcastingnetwork.com for our current broadcast schedule.
That's right. Coming up this spring, we have Cavalier Baseball, Eau Claire Cowboy Football. That's all coming up here on the Northern Light Webcasting Network. Rails inbound the ball. They have it in the backcourt. About 30 seconds remaining. Ball stolen by Olsen. She puts a shot up, got fouled on her way up. 58-48.
Rails number 11, Landry Turnberg.
That's a foul on Turnberg. Gets her second.
Ainsley Olsen will shoot the double bonus.
Olsen's first shot is up and good. Olsen with 4 points on the night. Second shot on the way. That one's no good. Rebound taken down by the Rails. They bring it down the floor. Lima with it. Ball gets knocked loose, and they're going to call Olsen with the foul.
Fouls on the Vikings, number 14.
That's her first personal. She was involved in that technical foul in the first half as well for not correctly checking into the game. That goes as a bench technical. Shot is up and good by Emma Lima. Or Lima, I should say. Second shot is up and good. Olsen with the rebound. Down the floor comes Goodell. 12 seconds remaining. Goodell into the lane, tries to go up and lost the handle trying to go up. They get it out to the outside. Shipman puts it up and hit for three.
McKenna Shipman for three.
3 seconds remaining. And we have another timeout on the floor. And you're tuned to Viking basketball on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV.
The Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN2 are proud to announce that this spring they will be your viewing home for Eau Claire Cowboys football. Check out www.northernlightwebcastingnetwork.com for times and dates. That's Eau Claire Cowboy football on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN2.
Join us at the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV for exciting Colfax High School girls basketball. Our next game will be on Thursday, February 2nd, when the Vikings will host the Spring Valley Cardinals. Live coverage on the Northern Light Webcasting Network audio service and on NLWN-TV begins with Viking pregame at 6:50 p.m. That's live Colfax Viking Girls Basketball on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV on Thursday, February 2nd.
Rails to inbound. 3 seconds remaining. Ball comes in, gets tapped. Shot goes up, no good, and that's our final score. The Altoona Railroaders 59, Vikings 52. And we'll have some information about this one when we get to Viking postgame. And you've been tuned to Viking basketball on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN TV.
Hey world, I have a quick message. It's about safe driving. Alright, let's go. Anytime you're driving, have the seatbelt buckled tight. Both hands on the wheel and your phone out of sight. When not in your hand trying to text somebody back. Because if you do, your car might get smacked. The moral of the story, just put your phone down. The people on the road will stay safe and sound. Put your phone down, put your phone down. People on the road will stay safe and sound. Yeah.
Thank you for joining us for Colfax Viking Girls Basketball. This has been a presentation of the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV. Stay tuned. Coming up next is Viking Post Game, where we'll take a look back at today's Viking game.
The central and midwestern U.S. averages more than 850 tornadoes each year, and lately, the number of floods has been rising in the region too. So chances are, there will be more twisters and floods near here again. And between school, sports, and social lives, chances are, you won't be with your kids when it happens. Will they know what to do? Ready.gov/kids has all the educational tools and information to make the conversation easy. When the time comes, chances are, they'll feel prepared, not scared. So talk with your family today.
Time now for Viking Postgame, with a wrap-up of today's Colfax Viking Girls game. And now, Viking Postgame.
And we're back out here at Altoona High School, where the Vikings have dropped one to the Altoona Railroaders by a score of 59-52. Vikings just didn't have an answer pretty much for Alyssa Worth, who controlled things in the middle, and once she got that ball up over her head, it was pretty tough for the Vikings to do much about it, and that's where the problem came into play for the Vikings. So that takes the Vikings record to 12 wins and 5 losses. And it also takes the Altoona Railroaders record to 9 wins and 8 losses. Hopefully we'll get a chance to talk with Viking coach Courtney Serrar in just a couple minutes. And I'll tell you what, while we wait for that, let me run through the scoring for tonight's game. First of all, for the Altoona Railroaders, they were led by Alyssa Worth, who had 35 of those 59 points. And then came Ava Gunderson and Kennedy Tripler. They each had 6. By the way, Alyssa Worth hit, let's see here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 field goals and a three-pointer. She also went 8 for 9 from the free throw line. So, like I said earlier, she was dangerous from multiple places on the floor, especially when the ball was over her head. In other scoring, we have Braylon Seiverling with 4, Addie Seiverling with 2, Reagan Berg with 2, and Emma Lima with 1. That came out to 59. For the Vikings tonight, we have McKenna Shipman, ended up with 20 points on the night. Jada Anderson had 10. Let's see, Jeanette Hajdukovic with 6. And Jordan Bovey with 5. Ainsley Olsen with 4. Putting up 3 points tonight was J.C. Bovey. Then Kaysen Goodell and Autumn Nigaman had 2 points each. And that came out to 52 for the Vikings. And like I said, we're waiting to see if we get a chance to talk with Viking head coach Courtney Serrar. And we'll do that as soon as she gets up here. As you're tuned to Viking Postgame on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV.
STEM is everywhere, like here, behind the scenes of The Walking Dead.
When we break down clothes, we tumble it with trisodium phosphate, rock salt, and dish detergent.
We stitched together images of our model and created a 3D set that can be walked through in a VR headset.
We're able to turn 12 walkers into 1,000 walker boards.
STEM can create new worlds on and off the screen. What will you make with STEM? Get inspired at shecanstem.com.
You're not gonna get it all right. Just make sure you nail the big stuff.
Mama!
Like making sure your kids are in the right seat for their age and size. Get it right at nhtsa.gov/the-right-seat.
Regardless of where you are on your path to retirement, you can still take charge of your financial future today. Visit aceyourretirement.org and answer a few questions from Avo, your friendly digital retirement coach, for free tips, resources, and advice customized for your situation to help you feel confident and prepared for retirement. Retirement looks different for everyone. Make sure you're prepared for your financial future at aceyourretirement.org.
Where did the time go? I don't know how I got here.
You've done the hard part. You quit smoking. Now do the easy part and get scanned for lung cancer. If you smoked, you may still be at risk, but early detection could save your life. Talk to your doctor and learn more at savedbythescan.org.
Do you love sports? Then you should know about STEM. Because maximizing nutrition, analyzing peak muscle performance, calculating the perfect shot, and more are all made possible by science, technology, engineering, and math. In fact, there are more careers than ever in sports science. So if you have a passion for sports, then think about getting involved in STEM and improve everyone's game on and off the field. Get inspired at shecanstem.com.
Hey Bobo, do trees tell each other stories?
I'm sorry, I'm afraid I don't know that.
Hey, why don't we go find out? Listen.
Do clouds take naps?
I couldn't tell you.
Dad, do stars visit their friends?
Look!
And we're back here at Altoona High School, and joining us right now is Viking head coach Courtney Serrar. And Coach, girls just didn't have much of an answer for Alyssa Worth.
Yeah, she played really well, I thought. I got her A game tonight, so she was feeling it. She was, making every layup, making every outside shot, and that's the way it goes sometimes.
And, aside from her, they battled pretty well with everybody else and kept it within striking distance, but just couldn't close it beyond that 6-point gap. And
yeah, I thought we had one stretch in the second half where we had a hard time putting the ball in the basket, but otherwise I thought the girls played hard. Lots of kids did, a lot of good things. I thought Jada Anderson played, a whale of a game, and we're just trying to get better and head into February, playing our best basketball, and I think we took a step in the right direction tonight for sure. So I was impressed with our energy and effort, and the fact, the girls never gave up. They always, did what I asked and executed some things down the stretch that I was happy to see, and overall I thought it was a good game.
You just need to invest in a stretching rack or something and get them a few inches taller or something.
Right.
So heading into February, you're not going to waste any time. Thursday, heading over to Spring Valley. How's that looking?
Yeah, is it at home? I think it's at
that's
home.
Right. Yeah, it's at home.
Okay, you had me worried for a second. I was like, wait a second. No, yeah, they have some decent kids who can play. They have some size. So, I really like that Ducklow girl. She's capable of putting the ball in the basket, and we also have Mondovi to prepare for on Friday. So, not much time to dwell on the loss. We just got to move on to the next one. So. And
that's what it's all about. So, thank you for coming up and making the long trip up here. I know how tough that is, for joining us today, and we'll be back with a final wrap right after this timeout. You're tuned to Viking basketball on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV.
Every day, thousands of kids start vaping, and I can't let this happen to my kid. So if you want to talk to your kids, you have to get it trending.
No, you're doing it wrong.
Let's go.
Can we talk?
Yeah, what's up?
Visit talkaboutvaping.org for tips on when and how to have the vape talk.
And we're back here at Altoona. The place is just emptying out, and we're going to do the same in just a minute, but the Vikings just didn't have an answer for Alyssa Worth tonight for the Railroaders, who put up 35 points, and the Vikings dropped one 59-52. In fact, the Vikings were trailing at halftime by 7 points, and they end up losing by 7. So that tells me that the second half, they at least found a way to neutralize Worth to some degree and played evenly against the Railroaders. Next Viking basketball coming up on Thursday, as the girls will host the Spring Valley Cardinals at that time. Also, don't forget the boys. Well, we'll have coverage of that game at 6:50 with Viking pregame. Don't forget to join us also on NLWN-2 and the Northern Light Webcasting Network on Monday, February 6th, as the Viking boys will travel to Somerset to take on the Somerset Spartans. It's a non-conference game. Live coverage will begin with Viking pregame starting at 6:35. That's on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-2. The Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV are excited to once again be your home for Eau Claire Cavalier baseball. Follow the Cavaliers throughout the 2023 season on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-2. And Eau Claire has a new semi-pro football team. It's kind of a rebirth of a team, the Eau Claire Cowboys. And NLWN-2, along with the Northern Light Webcasting Network, are excited to be your broadcast home for the Cowboys, and we'll follow them throughout the 2023 season on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-2. Tonight's Colfax High School basketball game is brought to you by the Colfax Animal Hospital. Let Dr. Buckley and his friendly staff take care of your pet. Dairy State Bank, where they're banking on relationships. Midwest Environmental Consultants, soil testers for the Chippewa Valley. Anderson Bridges, who have been manufacturing prefabricated steel truss bridges since 1989. Slayton's Technology, IT provider for the Northern Light Webcasting Network. Mom's Restaurant and Pub in Colfax, comfort food the way Mom used to make it. And FitFam Nutrition of Colfax, with drinks that taste as good as their names sound, plus they're healthy. Be sure to thank these fine sponsors for bringing you Colfax Viking basketball on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV. So, for Lynn Nigaman and Dustin Nigaman, this is Rick Olson. Final score once again: the Altoona Railroaders 59, Vikings 52. You've been tuned to Viking Postgame on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV.
You've been listening to Viking Postgame, a wrap-up of today's Colfax Viking Girls game. You can catch Colfax Vikings games by tuning in to any of the Northern Light Webcasting Network outlets. This has been a production of the Northern Light Webcasting Network.